trying to figure out what's a really good backdrop for this intro video or intro clip. All right, so welcome guys. I chose this as my background. I am going to give you a more in-depth tour of my sewing space or my sewing studio that I have in the basement of my home. I created everything, and that is actually on my very first YouTube channel, Beautycutright. So what you guys do not know is I do have now 3 YouTube channels. Beautycutright, which is all on beauty, natural hair, wigs, all of that cool stuff. My second channel is fitness, so that's on health coaching, nutrition, training, bodybuilding. And now my third channel, which you are watching this on, is my fashion channel, giving you guys a little bit of information or a little bit more about myself. I taught fashion design for 10 years at a school called International Academy of Design and Technology. I also was teaching fashion design in College for Creative Studies at the time when they did have the continuing education program. I still work with College for Creative Studies, but IADT is closed down. They closed in 2017. I actually stopped working there sometime in 2012. But I've still been teaching fashion design. My degree is actually in apparel and textile design from Michigan State University. I started off in civil engineer first, went off into interior design, so I could do interior design, blueprints, and all of that cool stuff in the engineering aspect of it. But I finished off everything with the fashion design program. So I ended up doing apparel and textile design. So I am highly knowledgeable with marketing, manufacturing, sewing, pattern drafting, draping, I also want to say specifications for manufacturers. I'm very fluent in all of that, and that's what this channel is actually going to be about. I originally tried my first YouTube channel, Beautycutright, for fashion as well, but I figured it would be better if I separate the way that I'm going to be doing things, because that channel actually ended up being all about my natural hair at the time. So, and that's what everybody was interested in on that channel, and wig making and wigs per se. So just so you guys got a good introduction as to why you're about to see this tour, that is why, because now I desire to add that aspect into my brand as Beautycutright. So let's get started. So when you come down the stairs, this is pretty much what you see. Off to left side, computers, all of my sewing, everything is just kind of in display. And over here is hair and photography and videography and working on something with my living room stuff is over there. So I'm just going to start over on this side and just kind of give you guys a quick in-depth of what is in my studio. You guys may not know I use a Mac computer that's actually in my bedroom, but I also have a PC. This is an HP Pavilion. Well, it's HP. It's an HP desktop. I tend to use, it's what's only on there. I have Creative Cloud. If you guys don't know what that is, do some research. But I teach web design and anything Adobe products at College for Creative Studies. So I am a Creative Cloud member. But for this computer down here, I only use Photoshop and Illustrator down here, because I use Photoshop for creative boards, photography, editing, all that kind of stuff. And then Illustrator is what I use to create specification packs and flats and things for manufacturers. And that will be explained later on as the years go by for this channel. But that's what I have this computer here down here for. Not only that, I sell things on my website. I do waist trainers because I am a fitness coach, health coach. So yeah, I have that. So I have my printer, my desktop, and everything is here. All of this stuff here on top is just keeps me organized so that I can be able to mail out things, or my assistant can do it for me. This was my very old Beautycutright like logo or brand. So this is old, but I decided to keep it. It's changed. The letters are, Beauty is red and then Cutright is black or white depending on which channel it's on. So yeah, and then I got this little thing from, I think, like a secondhand shop. Got my clock. This was given to me as a gift from one of my students when I taught at a senior citizen home. I was teaching art at the time, but this person was also very into sewing and construction, and she gave this to me as a gift for being her teacher. That was beautiful of her. And then in here, all I have in this box is like all of the stuff for like recording videos and stuff, gadgets and all that stuff. Pens, markers, crayons, whatever is in this one. And then this one is pretty much empty. I'll find an idea to use this for. But yes, and then I have these 3 chests of drawers that I originally used in my home. I mean, in my closet in the basement. But now I just use this to house all the stuff that I need in here. This is actually, you see my glue gun, glue sticks. That's the smaller one. This is the heavy duty one. This drawer, all tape, glue sticks, stuff for glue, kid stuff if I'm doing a kids class, color stuff. I just created something for my living room that you probably saw in the earlier clip. I still have extras of that just in case I might want to use it in another room. But I used to teach color theory. So this is all like color swatches that, you know, I've used with Pantone codes for fabrics, and dealing with interior design when I taught that. Yes, I did teach that. And then cutting mat and my Cricut cutter. Love this thing. So that's in this drawer. Fabrics of projects that I'm getting ready to start on, so you guys will see videos of that soon. I believe I'm making a skirt with this one. I think it was a top or something that I was going to make with this one a little bit later on in the year. And I didn't know if I was going to do a kimono with this or a one piece. We'll figure it out. It's a woven fabric. So I don't buy a lot of fabrics. I only buy what I need. If you notice, you'll notice that I don't have a bunch of fabrics just everywhere. Just fabrics that I need for what project that I'm doing. These are fixer things. So the zipper broke on this. So I'm going to be replacing the zipper in that. So that's to remind me, that's what that area is for. This is for my competition suits. So I have fabric in here, accessory stuff for it. This is all for bodybuilding competitions. So I make my own suits. Here's the patterns for them. So, and you guys will see that later on. Then this is just kind of like fabric that I have plans for. It's not fabric, but they're like, this is a, I believe this is a robe, this was a sweater, and I'm actually going to be using these to combine them with other things or other projects later. And this is all muslin, grommets and bias tape and all that stuff to make corsets, because I used to teach corsets, and I'm so mad that Haberman's is no longer in Royal Oak. For those of you who live in Michigan, you know what I mean. And this is pretty much my quick go-to drawer. This is all of the working foot, all of the stuff for my my sewing machines. I have 3 sewing machines and 1 serger, and I'm actually about to invest in another one. But this is just everything like the needles, the foots, and everything for zippers and buttons. And in here, my bobbin cases and the tools that I usually use for my serger, so that I'm able to access them. I put them in a top drawer. Cleaning things, this is what I use to sharpen my scissors, clean up fabric. And my most go-to, and that's why it's so low to the table, because I go to this quite often. My pens are back there, my nippers are there, and this is not organized for a reason, because I just throw stuff in it. But this is all the tools that I use when I'm in the middle of sewing any project. So it's right here closer to my sewing machine because I use that the most. I do use my Singer Serger for finishing up stuff, or sometimes I'll just use just my serger if the project, you know, is easy enough for it. Then yes, I make jewelry, so I have my jewelry tools that are in here. I have elastic and bias tape and hemming tape in there, closure tools, other kinds of closures and knickknacks that are in here. It is organized a certain way. Yes, I do know how to knit. You guys are finding out a whole lot of stuff about me. This, I believe, yeah, it is. Oh, that dropped back there. Maybe it'll fall. Most of these are closures. And when I mean closures, I mean zippers are in here. There's more stuff for like creating jewelry. And then I have buttons back here. And something told me that wasn't going to fall. It did fall. Good. This is all of, I have a bunch of tape measures, mainly because I use them in my classes when I teach draping or pattern drafting, and I teach them how to make things according to their size, so you need tape measures. I have books in here to let you guys, well, help me figure out how to work my machines if I need to. And there's nothing in there all that important. So this is there it go. This is everything that's in these chests of drawers for now. So let me set this back in place. So as I mentioned before, both serger and most used sewing machine is sitting here. I only need one chair because I only like to go from one spot to the other. I don't need two chairs for that, so I can get up and move to the other chair. It makes no sense to me. But yes, I have my lights and everything is kind of plugged up with a well, you guys can see. That way all I have to do is cut the switch on and everything comes on with no problem. So this is a Brother sewing machine. Got this HC 1850 from, I believe Amazon is where I got this one. I think I got all my machines from Amazon. I have my Singer Ultra Lock from Amazon. So these are my most used sewing machines and Singer Serger. You can see here I have all of my cutting tools here, all of my shears and scissors, and have a T-square and rulers that I can grab to pretty quickly. Underneath here, because I taught fashion sketching for years, all of my Prismacolor markers are in there. And in that beautiful like box, this is all of the patterns that I have for plus size. So for sizes like 14 up to 22, I have patterns, all types of patterns that are in there. And then my case for my pattern drafting, I took my rulers and stuff out of it, but that's the case that I usually use when I need to carry it around and do pattern drafting. And then over here, I gotta say this area is kind of my favorite. But I have nothing but patterns. They're organized according to what they should be. These are all dresses. I believe these are all dresses. I think this entire top row is just dresses. That's it. I have a rotary cutter machine that I use every once in a while. I'm pretty good at making them myself. More patterns. I think these are bottoms or skirts. Yep. So I have skirts, pants, and more skirts. Same thing here. They're organized. So most of these are probably like tops and coats and things like that. So they're organized. Eventually I'm going to label them, but a lot of times I just hate to see labels, so I have to make it pretty. And whenever I do that, maybe you guys will see that. This is my Make It Fit Like kit case. I use this a lot when I need to create patterns from basic slopers. So I can teach you guys how to make a basic sloper, but these come very much in handy. Still going to be using this leather fabric for something. You guys will see that. Then I have more muslin, and interfacing is down here. And then you guys get to see the books that I use when I taught. I still use these books for myself personally, for pattern making, creating specification sheets and tech packs for manufacturer sewing, fashion draping, more spec manuals because I taught that for a long time. This book actually teaches you how to create spec manuals on the computer, which in most cases Illustrator is what's used. From pencil to pen tool, meaning you can draw by hand and then sending it to Photoshop or Illustrator. This was given to me by one of my students, so I love this. I have the fashion dictionary, can't go wrong without it. My bias tape maker when I need it, so it's in there. And then here are more fashion books. I believe this is a draping book because I pull it out a lot. Yep, it's a draping for stretch fabrics, because draping for stretch fabrics and woven fabrics is totally different. Fashion sewing guides. These are for beginners, which, however, I don't think they're really that good at explaining it, so I understand why they need teachers. Some magazines that I tend to pick up, like sewing, these are called So Stylish, I believe. Yeah, so I like those. Fabulous Fit, anything using Adobe Photoshop and Illustrator, I still have those books as well. So that's pretty much what's all over here. I have this table that I got from Joann Fabrics. I got my little stool that I was sitting on. I got that from IKEA. I also got this cutting mat as well from Joann Fabrics. And I got this full mannequin, dress mannequin, or dress form is what they call it. I had a size 16 or 18 maybe about 3 or 4 years ago, and then I switched this out from someone else who had a size 12 and they needed my size, so we switched it out, and this is a full one. Without the arms, but I prefer this for draping because I do drape well, I do drape full garments. I don't just drape just the bodice, and I'm going to be saying words that for some of you may not understand, but just the top is what the bodice. I do more than just bodice. I also drape, you know, one pieces and pants and skirts and stuff like that, and I prefer to use a full mannequin as opposed to the half ones that have like the metal at the bottom. So that's just me. Oh, failed to mention, open this up. This is really just extra space to put things, papers that I use when I teach painting. Yes, I teach art too. So I have stuff down there, and I still have some more stuff I need to filter into there. So I'm just kind of getting everything organized. And then here are all of my rulers, my pattern drafting rulers. Sewing thread, I use this type of thread to sew with, or hand sew with, as opposed to the thread that you would put in a sewing machine. That's just me. Rulers, clipboard up there for ideas, things to clean off things. Yeah, it's just up here. Simple ironing board, iron. Joann Fabrics dress form, and this is what I mean by the half ones, but the half ones look like this one without the legs. But I got this one, and sometimes if I'm just doing a bodice and I'm thinking more than likely I'm going to be teaching straight up beginners, they may not be able to afford this kind of dress form because these are expensive. They're like $400 and $500. But this one was barely like $100 for it, so it's really nice. And then I have my apron on it. No, I didn't make that one. That was given to me. And then I have paper and everything that I need for draping, drafting. This is used for slopers. This is used for pattern drafting. Tracing paper the same way. More tracing paper, same way for pattern drafting. So that's what I use it. And then I just recently put this TV up. This is my, I think it's a 30 or 32 inch. I have it wall mounted. I'm gonna fix this. This is annoying. I don't like seeing that. But yeah, I have it up so that I'm able to stream. I have the Fire Stick for this TV so that I can listen to music or watch YouTube videos or watch movies or whatever I want to. So right now it's just on screensaver, and it's my basement TV. And then here, another area for sewing. I believe if I open this, this is my very first brother sewing machine. No, it's not. This is my this is my Project Runway one. I did try out for Project Runway in New York years ago. I'm serious, years ago. But I didn't get in because at the time they were not taking in people who were instructors, who were teachers, who were professors in it, and I was already a professor in it for a number of years. So yeah, this is my Project Runway sewing machine. I got this actually from Joann Fabrics because they had it and I wanted it, and I got it. So this is actually my first brother sewing machine. I had a Singer sewing machine years ago from my great grandmother, and I didn't know how to work it or fix it. So, and then it was old anyway, so it didn't work as properly. But I love this one. This is my very first brother sewing machine. It's the XL 2230. I don't know if you guys even care about, you know, labels and names of it, but I think this is the best beginner sewing machine for anybody who is just learning to sew, because of the diagrams and how to actually thread the sewing machine. And I love this one more so when I make wigs. You'll notice, I don't think you guys even notice, like this is dye from hair, because I usually use the sewing machine to make my wigs now. So I just prefer to use this one for that one, and then the other one that you saw earlier, I use that to sew clothing and garments for. So these are covered so that they're not dusty or anything, and if I need to travel and do something, I could definitely just pick up one of these and go. And yeah, this area, we'll talk about this in another video, but my whole studio is just built for me for YouTube, period. This is projects that I'm getting ready to show you guys here on this channel. I might not show all of them, but the ones that matter most, I think this group is probably what I might not show, because I don't have to, but I want to make bodysuits out of these shirts. It's tons of YouTube videos on it anyway, but if you guys want me to, I will. But I'm changing these leggings and stuff into high-waisted bottoms, and the rest of them in the shirts into bodysuits. So that's my goal for this group right here. These are thrift finds. This is a lace dress. This is a jumpsuit that is a tad big on me. So I am going to do a video on how I'm changing these up and making them fit and work for me. And then this area right here is all clothing that I got from Asian stores or Asian online stores. Like I believe this one is from banggood.com. This one I believe is from banggood.com. This one I got from Amazon, but it was just too big, so I need to make it fit me, and it's too long. So I'm going to shorten it and make it fit me. And then this, which you'll probably see on my beauty channel, this is a coat that I got from Rose Gal, and I love this coat, or it's a jacket, but I don't like patches on it, and this fur looks like crap. So I already have like a fur that I'm going to attach to it, so I'll show you guys. But that's what these are hanging here for, so it keeps me kind of focused as to what projects I want to work on. I want to work on things that deal with my closet first, and then I'll start showing you guys videos of things that are the sewing basics and all of that stuff. And it all depends on what you guys want to see, so you know I'm going to be asking you. So that's it, guys. I love the idea that I can switch up how my background is gonna look, just the way I put everything together. Oh, I totally forgot to show you guys in the back above the chest of drawers, all my threads and my little mannequin, like little drawing mannequin that's up there, and my little aluminum foil man up there. When I was younger, my dad used to make like action figures out of aluminum foil, so I used to teach my stepson that, and then I do it for the classes that I teach, or you know, the the summer programs with the kids. I teach them that stuff too. So yes, that's it. This is my sewing area, my sewing studio, my YouTube area. Make sure you guys please subscribe to my channel, because I am going to be uploading videos every Friday. So stay tuned for that. Not only that, leave a comment down below. What would you like to see on this channel? I know you guys want to see any and everything as far as sewing, and trust me, I can do just about any and everything. So please don't be afraid to mention it or ask it. And if it takes me a while to get to it, please forgive me. This channel is going to be up for a good while anyway. I'll see you guys next Friday in the next video. There's so many really good like angles I can go through.